And we're live. I don't know why my light look like that though, but let's see if we can fix that real quick. All right, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to Miss Goldie Robinson. Thank you for being the first one in. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel. Shout out to whatever your job description is. Shout out to you. Shout out to the engineers. Shout out to the chefs in the kitchens. Shout out to the secretaries in the offices. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to the soldiers. Shout out to police officers. Shout out to whatever heavy, I said heavy equipment operators already. Shout out to the bus boys and shout out to the servers in the restaurants. Shout out to whatever it is you're doing. Shout out to you. As long as you're doing something upful, as long as you're doing something progressive and productive. Extra special shout out to you if you're the kind of person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Then you're a good person and you deserve respect. Shout out to you. Here we are on this beautiful Monday, on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Today is the 23rd of July. The month is almost over and the year is almost over. We all got August, September, October, November, December. We kiss 2024 goodbye. I'm not going to rush it though. Summer is still here and we're still there, right? In my cup this morning, I have some warm water with some lemon, fresh squeezed lemon juice and some warm water, and that's it. We're working on getting fit and fine. Shout out to the people tuning in. Listen, I wasn't even in a laughy, jokey kind of mood this morning because I just watched a video and I've seen the story trending and I didn't want to cover the story yet because I wanted more to develop like I normally do. First of all, let me say an extra special shout out to Jamaica Constabulary Force. I know some people don't like police and these kind of things, whatever you have against them, but there's always bad among good, right? But for the most part, there's certain things that I have never had to worry about when I'm in Jamaica. And this is one of the reasons why you can find me often heading back to Jamaica. You know, we've talked about this before. People say, SouFLo, how come you never go to all the other Caribbean islands? How come you don't travel much to other places? Every time you get a break and you escape, it's back to Jamaica again. Because I feel safe. Because there's something there that keeps pulling me there. Here's another aspect, right? Living in the United States of America where there's this false sense of security, you know, you have all these police officers. I'm going to give you a perfect example. The city that I'm living in, quite a few people who are tuned into this channel live in the same city because they're more and more multiplying now and they're starting to run into me on a regular basis as I go outside. Even if I go to the grocery store or go to see my family or whatever. The city I'm living in was always considered safe to me, right? And we had a police presence here, quick response, but not overcrowding police presence, right? Of lately, I don't know, I guess the mayor and whoever else, they multiplied the police force here in the city and it doubled. So police are everywhere now. Like on the streets that used to have one police cruiser, it now has three. And they're hidden off in different corners and everything. Now, that might be good for some people, and it might be good for even me, because I'm saying if anything goes wrong, they're right around the corner. But after watching the Sonya Massey story, the videotape, which was released last night to this morning by law enforcement, the Bodycam videotape, I don't know if y'all have seen it. I'm taking a second look. You know, the other day I was driving, I went to go drop my kids off and I was driving back home and I ran into a familiar street that I drive on all the time. I ran into this police block off of an intersection. And the police officer, I'm talking about the overcrowding of police officers in my city now, right? the police officer that was leading the traffic. So he drives around everybody, turns sideways, cut traffic off, and just gets out of his vehicle. And I'm driving and I realize the lane I'm about to turn in is the lane he just used his vehicle to block sideways. Now, instead of this man jumping out of the vehicle and like fanning traffic the other way, saying, you know, we're blocking the street off for whatever reason, go that way, go that way. The man jumps out his vehicle, one hand on his gun, and stares right into my windshield like he was about to start shooting into my windshield. And I'm like, you know, he kind of looked like, in that very instance, he looked like somebody who just hated his job, did not want to be at work, or just don't like people, period. There are certain people out here who should never do certain professions. If you're not a person who enjoys interacting with humans, you shouldn't be in customer service. You shouldn't be in the medical field. You shouldn't be in law enforcement. You shouldn't be in any of these kind of jobs, right? Now, I can't show you this video. My spirit was highly disturbed watching this video this morning. I cannot show you the video because the video is sickening, to say the least. Let me see. Okay, here it is. So this is what's going on, and I want my. This is one of the one more names that we will have to say her name, like how we had to say Sandra Bland's name. This is another reason why this hits home to me, because one of the one of the candidates who are running for president, we're talking about. I got so many other names I could call him. Donald Trump. Let's just go with his real name. Donald Trump said he wants to, or he will give complete immunity from prosecution to police officers for anything that's done in the line of duty. Well, here's something that was done in the line of duty. If you see this video, I want this to come home to you, because this is the point that I was trying to make. Anybody who says, I'm running for president and one of the first things I'll do is I'll give complete immunity from prosecution to police officers for whatever is done in the line of duty, I want you to watch this friggin' video. This video is super disturbing. And if this was your sister, if this was your mother, if this was any female of your family, you would want some justice. I started out by saying big up to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, because Jamaican police deal with our people differently, and I know why. It is because we are a predominantly black nation, and that's what we're classified as, right? And our police force is predominantly black as well. So when they look at you, they see, well, him look like my cousin, or him look like my father, or she look like my mother. I could have my granny that too, you know? They have some kind of empathy and some kind of way that they can relate to you. Whereas when black people are being policed by white people, a lot of the times these white people who become police officers, a lot of them have these preconceived notions and these stereotypes and these things they've been taught growing up, etc. I watch it all the time, okay? I see how they handle people who look like them versus how they handle people who do not look like them, right? And it's always the same. They handle people who look like them like they're a family member. They'll be standing in a traffic stop, one hand on top of the car, leaning into the car window like this. And every time I drive by and see it, I always say to myself, look at him. He's probably over there saying, how your mama doing? How your daddy them doing? Y'all all right? All right, now, why you speeding so much? Slow down a little bit. You know, take your time and get to where you're going slowly. I ain't going to give you a ticket today. You'll be all right. I'll see you again, but you got to behave on these streets. All right, now, see you later. Whereas if it was one of us, the hand is already on the gun coming out the car as they're approaching your car, right? They're like, oh, is the ninja going to shoot? Is the ninja going to press gas and run? What's going to happen? This is why we have these situations where they say driver's license registration, and a brother turned to get driver's license registration and you hear gun, pop, 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 pop. Oh, oh, it was his wallet. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. They don't do that to their kind. That's why if you see the stories, they're always the same. It's always white officer, black person, unarmed, getting shot. It's never their own because that's the reality of how they deal with each other. It's not hard to explain this to people. It's just hard for some people to get the reality of it because that's not their reality. You understand? Now, this particular story, I'm watching the video. I got to bring y'all into what I'm watching. I can't play the video for you, but you can feel some side effects of this video as I'm gonna watch it for myself.
One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork. I don't know where my ID is. You have that stack right there, maybe.
This woman calls them to this woman calls them to her house. She's the one that called them. You call the police to your house, you're calling the police for help. Okay? She called the police to her house because she thought someone had broken into her house and there was an intruder inside her house. The police shows up. So the police shows up and starts questioning her. First of all, they're questioning her like she is the intruder, right? But I get that they have to establish that she is the owner of the place that they call. So they're asking her for ID and stuff. As I'm watching it, she's sitting on the couch in her own house. Picture in picture. I don't want to see picture in picture. She's sitting on the couch in her own living room. They're asking her for her ID. She's looking for her ID that they asked for, right? Now, when the police arrives to her house, for those of you who've seen this video, when the police arrives to her house, she already had a pot on the stove with some water in it, boiling. The police is asking her for her ID. She's looking for her ID. One of the police officers said, because they came in two, one of the police officers said, go get the pot on the stove where the water is boiling. We don't need to have a fire in here. Something like that. Well, that was his words. She said, 1 second. This woman is completely not riled up, completely calm, completely non-threatening. She goes to the stove because they instructed her to go to the stove to go take the pot of boiling water off the stove. Look. Look, as she is taking the pot of water off the stove, right? They back up. They're far away from her already, you know. They're at least, I would say that's about 50 meters. They're far away from her already. They're in the living room area. She's in the kitchen area. They already backing up. So as she's taking the water off the stove, she turns and she sees them backing up. So she goes, "What are you doing? What are you guys doing?" Because they're backing up or acting all, you know. She's like, "What are you guys doing?" Listen to his response. Oh man, that woman. She said, "What are you guys doing?" Calm as hell. He says, "What are we doing? We're moving away from your hot steaming water." They are far away from the friggin' hot steaming water already, right? When he says, "We're moving away from your hot steaming water," she says, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." That woman knew right away that they were trying to escalate the situation. That's what they do. They'll come, some of them, they'll come and they'll escalate the situation. Shout out to the good law enforcement officers out there, right? Because without you, we would be living in what, I don't know, a war zone. But shout out to the good ones out there. But these, that woman said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Just like that. She saw what was happening. They were already, we're moving away because she looks like she's going to throw the water on us. That woman wasn't trying to throw no water on them. When she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," I want you to, let me take off my mic and put it over here. So I want you to hear what his response was to her. Listen to this.
shoot you right in your fucking face. Okay, I'm sorry. Drop the fucking pot!
She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He says, you better fucking not, and ups the gun. You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you in your fucking face. Oh, man. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. This man ups the gun and says, you better fucking not. I'll shoot you in your fucking face. And look how far he was from her. Audrey Wright, exactly. Even if she threw the whole pot with the water, she couldn't hit him. This is messed up. This is what Donald Trump is saying he'll give complete immunity from prosecution too. So I'm telling you, watch how y'all voting. So when I see my brothers and sisters come over here, come talk about Trump 2024, Jamaicans for Trump 2024. Yeah, wait till it's one of yours. Wait till it's your mama, because y'all have a problem, and the problem is you don't care about each other enough. All you care about is your damn self. It's not happening to me. It has never happened to me and mine, so we're good. Wait till it happens to you and yours. The man says, you better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you in the fucking face. All that he said while he's pulling the gun. When he pulled the gun, if you watch the video, I'm watching it step by step as I'm talking to you. When he pulled the gun, right, the lady ducked behind the pot. So she had no intention of throwing the pot at them. She ducked. She ducked. She ducked behind the pot like this. She started saying, I'm sorry for nothing. Look.
Fucking drop the fucking pot! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot!
He shot this woman in the face. He said, drop the fucking pot. Remember, when he pulled the gun and he said, I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you in your face. She's hiding behind the pot like this. She's hiding behind the pot while he's screaming, drop the fucking pot. Pop, pop, pop. And shoots. Shot her in her face. Shot her other places too. Shots fired, shots fired. New, it says right here, authorities released footage of an Illinois deputy who is Sean Grayson killing 36-year-old Sonya Massey, who called the police because she thought someone tried to break into her home. Massey is actually a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. She has an underlying medical issue. She is a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, according to this. But there's nothing in this video that would indicate that she was actually having an episode. She was the calm one, not the police. Massey, who is a paranoid schizophrenic, was told to take boiling water off of the stove by the officers. If they had just came, looked at her ID, then said, hey, what's the problem? It probably would have ended there. They instructed her to get up off her couch, go to the kitchen, take the boiling water off the stove. We don't want a fire in here. When she went over to take the water off the stove, Massey asked the police officers, who were then seen on video backing way up, what are y'all doing? To which they responded, moving away from your hot steaming water. Massey appeared. Now these people are so wicked, man. They wrote that Massey appeared to threaten to throw the water on the officers, which is when the officer pulled out their gun. I want everybody to go find this video and watch it. That woman did not appear to nothing threatening. Nothing threatening. But let's talk about how we've seen, right? White people on white police officers. I seen a white police officer run from a white dude the other day on video. And the police officer is running around the car, and the dude is running after him with a knife in his hand. and the police is running from him around the car. You better put that down. Stop, John. John, you better put that down. And he's running around the car. I said, look at this, S-H-I. Look at this. If this was one of us, the minute you pulled that knife, you would have been dead, shot in the face. He's running. He was multitasking. He was running. He was calling for backup while he was running. He was doing everything in the world in his power to not shoot this individual who looks like him. They're in this woman's house. She called you. You think she was going to attack you with water? And then you were going to get splashed with hot water and you're at the door. You could have easily slid out of her door and closed the damn door. Left her in her apartment with a pot of water. What's she going to do? Throw the water through the door? What was the danger? They could have locked her in her damn own apartment, called for more backup, called for a female officer to come on the scene, called for a crisis intervention officer to come speak to her, called for anything and somebody else. Why was your first response to pull your gun and aggressively tell her, I'll shoot you in your fucking face? Wow. Massey is seen ducking behind the pot, saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's what she said. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. She apologized for saying, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I guess her saying, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus stirred up some kind of spirit inside of this man, right? Grayson later said he thought that she was going to throw the hot water at him, and that's why he shot her 3 times. One of the shots went through her eye and exited through the back of her neck. Grayson, the police officer, was arrested and he was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and he is held without bond. So for all of you who keep saying, nah, they always get away, he is arrested, he is charged, and he is held without bond. Yes, we've seen situations where they've done this and they've gotten away. They got out on bail like as soon as they were arrested, right? People protest, people cry, people whatever. They still get let out. Charges are dropped. Officer did nothing wrong. His chain of command is not standing by him. His chain of command said this is not how we train our officers, and he did not react to protocol according to how we're trained to act in a situation like this. He went off and did his own thing. They're not standing by him. So for those of you who keep saying, there's already total immunity anyway, SouFLo, so I don't know what you're talking about. No, there's not total immunity from prosecution for law enforcement officials already. So if you want to go ahead and vote for somebody who's going to do that and make sure that officers like this are able to do that and then walk around like, oh, okay, they can't prosecute me anyways, you better believe that that is going to multiply, because every time they pull their gun, they're going to think, I can't get in trouble anyways. Pa! Pa, pa, pa! What's to stop them from acting outside of SOP, standard operating procedure? What's to stop them from acting outside of protocol if there are no checks and balances? This is the reason why I said this was my number 1 reason for not voting for Donald Trump this year in this election. You see who it happens to all the time? You see who it happens to all the time, right? I watched a video not too long ago, a couple of days ago. Police officer killed a white girl in her apartment. That white girl did everything in the book to get killed. And it was after doing everything in the book to get killed that she finally got shot. It was when she was running towards them, charging full speed with the knife. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And got close enough that they actually fired. Everything else she was doing that was threatening, it was all trying to de-escalate the situation, calm her down, stop her from This woman had a pot of water. A pot of water. You're like 50 meters away from her. A pot of water. And then he's so wicked, right? Watch the rest of the video because I ain't even halfway through it. Murdered that woman.
Yes, now we got headshot wounded female. Headshot wounded female, 1078.
Headshot wounded female, 1078.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I was on.
Look, look.
I'm gonna go get my kit.
What the other officer, his backup officer says, I'm gonna go get my kit, his medical kit. He's basically telling him, it's a headshot, bro. She's done. That's not even necessary. Like, don't even try to save her. It's a headshot. She's done. So he comes back and didn't go get his kit. Rendering first aid. He decided right on the spot, she dead. She don't need no first aid. You're not a EMS technician. You're not a first responder, as in a medical first responder. You already pronounced her dead while holding a gun still at her. If she already dead and you telling your backup not to go get the medical kit, why are you still holding a gun at her then? He did try to stop the partner from getting, yes, Audrey, I'm seeing it. He did try to stop the partner from getting the kit.
You know that's headshot.
Look.
God damn it.
God damn it.
God, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not taking fucking boiling water in the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too.
He is so, he goes, he's still holding the gun, right? And he goes, dude, I'm not taking no boiling water to fucking head. Look, it came right to our feet, too. Bruh, he shot the woman in her face. She fell with saying, I'm sorry, hiding behind the pot, and fell with the pot, and the pot hit the floor, and the water spread all over the floor. Look how long they're standing there. This is already 1 minute and 29 seconds into a 3-minute video. Of course, water on floor, a whole pot of water, is going to spread, right? The water is now at their feet from where they were standing. And he goes, I'm not taking no boiling water to the fucking head. Dude, look, it's at our feet now. It's spread to our feet now. He's trying so hard to find something to say there's a threat or there was a threat. She never threatened to throw the water at them. When they started backing up and acting, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? She asks, what are you guys doing? Getting away from your steaming, boiling water? She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And as soon as she said that, I'll shoot you in your fucking face. Drop the pot now. The lady ducked behind the pot and said, I'm sorry. And he fired. Bah, bah, bah. Wow. So this what y'all want to vote for? To give people like this complete immunity from prosecution, right? Yeah, and then you're gonna cry and talk about how they never did nothing for us. And yeah, because you have the power to do something.
Fuck. You good? Alright. Fuck. Well, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
Wow. That water couldn't reach them if she threw the whole pot.
They got a 52 in round? Yeah.
They killed that woman. The sad part is, man, she's the one that caused them.
Go get your med kit.
You know?
We can at least try and stop the blood.
He is His partner is, yep, he shot her with the pot in the air.
Is there anything you did before? All right.
They just played it back in slow motion. He shot her with the pot in the air with her ducked behind the pot like this. As soon as the pot came down a little bit, he shot her right in the face.
She was the only one. No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water. You shot her? Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. That's why I shot her.
All right. That's where he's landed.
You know what's crazy? If you watch this video, right, if I am coming at you, there's no way I should still be standing right where the boiling water came off the stove. I must have taken at least one step towards you for you to say I was coming at you. This lady didn't even take one step towards him. So how was she coming at you? How does somebody come at you without moving? This is why, right? This is why I'll say this out loud and clear. A lot of my Jamaican people say, yeah, you always talk about stuff that happened in Jamaica. You never talk about stuff that happened in the U.S. because you scared. No, I'm not scared. I never talk about stuff that happened in the U.S. because the U.S. seems to have like a better control of certain things, which I don't think I need to talk about because they have enough media here to cover all the stuff that goes on. And they have a level of transparency here that we still do not see in Jamaica yet. Like, for instance, he lied. I'm able to watch his body cam footage now. Jamaica has police officers that lie all the damn time, and they have no body cam footage for us to watch. So it's like it's the police officers in Jamaica's word against the civilians' word. And that's what we have to go off of, right? And people are like, well, he's a police officer, so we believe him. So the level of transparency is different. But when it hits home like this, especially now that we're talking about an election and we're talking about the different candidates and we're weighing our options and saying, well, what will one candidate bring to the table that could be beneficial to us? And what could they bring to the table that might be detrimental to us? And it just hits home that this right here, this is exactly what he's talking about. Pat on the shoulder, go home, you're immune from prosecution, nothing will happen. They just got to take this one on the chin. This is why a lot of black people don't call the police. This is why a lot of black people do not call the police. Hey, I'm black. I'll be around black folks a lot. And I feel much safer there. This is why a lot of black people do not call the police. They be like, yo, don't call no police, man. Let's try to fix this on our own because you know if they come. The police officers should be ashamed that that's how people, a whole community views you. Like if we call you for help, you're going to come kill us because we called you for help. This lady lives alone. Diagnosed paranoid schizophrenia. She's probably hearing noises in her house and stuff, or somebody or the wind rattling something outside. She thought she could call the police for help and gets shot in the face in her own home. She wasn't doing nothing. She wasn't high on drugs. She wasn't distributing, or she wasn't not distributing, but she wasn't displaying any aggressive type of behavior. She wasn't acting in any threatening manner. Her tone was hushed. She wasn't speaking aggressively at all, not even close to it. She literally sounded like somebody who was tired and ready to go to bed. Her, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. If he had got a, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, like my granny, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, he would have got a whole different, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She literally sounded like, what is that? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, bless up. You know, so I'm mad man now. I have a next number named SouFLo.
Ah.
You think I hear number. Some day I call the number and I say, then oh SouFLo phone now, right? Don't you know? Bless up in the morning, right?
Yeah, you sound like you're hide man, cause we can't hear you, but
oh sorry, need up on speaker. She might have said, yeah, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pertaining to the video, right? You know, so normally when these situations happen,
Can't hear you, bro.
I kind of
Can't hear
my
you.
judgment.
Can't hear you. I don't know. I don't know why you sound super low.
SouFLo.
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
We can't hear you. Go on, but talk louder, cause we can't hear you when you start talk. You start go low. You sound like the lady in the video.
Alright, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Alright then. So normally when these things happen, right, I reserve my judgment until I see the video.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I start on shade room first. So before me even like cast no judgment and so I'm gonna watch the videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I am pro police in the sense that I think they're important, right?
They're absolutely important, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And oftentimes I've seen stories on social media where police in these instances, they're in the right. However, in terms of how the video is doctored, etc., we put them in the wrong. You get me? I said, until you watch the full video. So I was like, you know, let me go watch the full video.
Hold on, let's pause for a second. For those of you who are watching the full video, or you're watching the video on like CNN, Fox, ABC, any one of those main news carriers on national TV type stuff, that ain't the full video. Because they can't show you the shoot down part. That you have to see this video. I'm actually seeing it on X, which used to be Twitter, and it's unfiltered, the whole thing. This is where you can see everything full, right? All right.
Yeah. And you know, when we see the video SouFLo, I was so angry. You get me? Answer?
Yeah.
Because it's you ask yourself why in that situation did you need to use your gun?
Bro, I'm past the why though. I'm past the why because we know why.
Not only that, but to even tell a lie as well.
Yeah, because he's trying to cover up.
As a police officer, you're telling me that even if somebody was supposed to throw hot water at you, no, they're not getting it for 500 degrees or whatever the case is. Now that's not that, you know. But in this situation, that was not the case. You get me? I said, and if that's a threat that you feel that it's warranted to shoot somebody and kill them, then something wrong with it. But not only that, I'm not going to say it's premeditated in the sense that when a police officer shows up to a scene, right, and the first thing the man goes to escalate when he's in the room with the individual is shooting F in the face, whatever the case is.
And look how quick he got to that. Look how quick he got to that.
De-escalating the situation.
At all.
At all. A lot of the times, what I've seen in these cases is that you have people that you're dealing with that are separated from mentally unstable, etc., etc.
They're going to try to use that though, but they can't use it.
Let's say that in this case, that's what it is, right?
Right.
You need to, I mean, also they're not training that specific area or whatever the case is, but still as a decent human being, as somebody who's supposed to serve and protect, you're not supposed to go to these situations and escalate it. And oftentimes I find that when police officers in America especially deal with certain people, they go there and even escalate the situation more rather than de-escalate the situation.
Yes.
When you go there and somebody shooting an effing face, you're not going to de-escalate the situation or figure out what's going on with this person. You're going to escalate the situation. And that's what you did by going further and going one step away to kill the person.
I'm going to say it like this, man. Listen, they send Jamaican police to the U.S. to train with U.S. Law enforcement officials. So we're supposed to learn stuff from them, right? Crime fighting methods and stuff. I think they need to send some Jamaican police to the U.S. to train some of these American police officers on how to de-escalate situations and how to actually handle some situations and leave people alive. Because it seems like their first thing is kill, especially if they're dealing with black people. So I don't think that it even has anything to do with difference of training. I just think it has to do with it's like an innate feeling of racism and racial bias that is with them that they cannot get away from. Even the ones that say, me, I'm not racist. I got black friends. I'm cool with everybody. As soon as anything goes a little bit that makes a hair stand up on them and they're threatened, the first thing they think is kill. I'll shoot you in your fucking face. For what? For what? How was that lady a threat? Yo.
And I want to say, you know, when you look at, you see, it's almost like America suffers with this problem because when you look at other countries in terms of how police officers behave and operate, right? Oftentimes you don't find these problems in terms of them escalating the situation.
All right, the people that must say you still sound like you're underwater, brother, and nobody can hear you. I don't know why
you hear me now?
Yeah, whatever you're doing to your phone, you don't sound like
sorry.
You're not.
I'm just wake up, but you hear me now, right?
Yeah, so, man.
As I said, you know, there needs to be a reform in terms of the training that they have. But so far, we've seen this for over a decade plus, right?
Because there's not no training, fam.
Especially since the inception of Bodycam. And really and truly, you're not seeing a change, you're not seeing a better in terms of certain things. And then when they have somebody who's advocating for immunity for police officers, it even makes it worse because it's like you're emboldening them
exactly
to go out there and be monsters.
Exactly.
Some of them, they're already monsters, but when you embolden them and give them that leeway, then they'll go out there and even the worse. And you see that in terms of how certain police officers in certain states or certain cities police, especially African Americans. And this also comes from leadership, you get me, I say? And this is why you have a tension between the communities and police officers. You know the way there?
Yeah.
And one thing more as well. Now, what I will say is, I'm not the biggest fan of Kamala Harris, right? So, however, I think people are being unfair to her in the sense that I don't know if it's because she's a woman or whatever the case is. And I think that's with other people too, but they're always like, oh, what she does as vice president? What did Biden do as vice president? What did anybody do as vice president?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. The very job itself, if people educate themselves, they will know that the very job of a vice president is basically, it's called a sitting duck position because them can't do nothing. The only little they can do is whatever the president allows them to do, and that's about it. And the president don't normally allow them to do too much because the vice president is not supposed to overshadow the president. So when they keep saying that same foolishness, oh, we haven't seen her since she came into power. What has she done for the black community? What the hell is she supposed to do? And by the way, hold on there. Now that you're saying that, let me get this out before I forget it. For all them people that keep talking about what have they done for black people, do y'all realize what era we're living in? Do you think any elected official who is black can get up there and be like, I'm going to do this specifically for black people? This is for my black people. You think they can do that? You can't do it. You can't do it. The things that are being implemented, my friend, are beneficial to black people. Obamacare, which was universal health care, but they wanted to make it sound bad, so they call it Obamacare. So he said, you know what? If that's what you want to call it, I'll take the name Obamacare. It'll be a part of my legacy, right? That benefited us more than anybody else. And we could go down the list about a bunch of other things that benefits us more than anybody else. But they can't just wrap it up and say, this is for black people specifically. So some people are so dunce, they're looking for something to say, oh, it comes with a bow on it that says this is specifically for black people. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're live on the air.
It's so terrible what happened to that lady, man.
Yeah, man. You see the video? You see the unedited version of the video?
I couldn't watch that.
No, man. We have to. You see, that's the thing, brother. We have to watch it. You know, she had to go through it, so we have to watch it. Her family members have to watch it. We have to. Me watch it. I watch it because I have to watch every bit of it so I can be specific about what I speak about concerning this. This is sad. It's super sad. But this is our reality.
You know how many people who, I think it was a place in Mississippi, where they had a police department that had behind the training center of the police department, they buried hundreds of people. No, it's not, the graves aren't marked.
Right.
So they don't even know who, they just think the bodies right now.
Right.
They kill them. They don't report the cases. There's no body cam footage. It's just the officer and God.
And a lot of people are gonna say you're making stuff up, right? Remember, there's a specific case. I'm covering a lot of these on my other channel. So those who are not tuning into the other channel, which is Hot Topics TV or Brainflow TV, then they're probably missing them. But it's a case where a man was walking. He was walking after he left his home to go walk down the road, breeze out himself because there was an argument at the house. A police officer ran over him, and the police officer scraped up his body and carried the man go bury him himself. That was just discovered not too long ago, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so all these things done in the line of duty, they won't run anymore. They won't even try to hide anymore. They'll just be like, hey, I'm immune from prosecution.
I mean, they already feel confident. They already feel calm in doing whatever they want to do. Imagine in a world where we truly have no protection.
Exactly.
Immunity is just absolute. No prosecution.
Exactly.
We have to pay already out of our pocket for what they do against our fellow Americans. Now imagine Trump wants to come. He wants to secure the vote from the Republicans who love the police. They're the blue.
Don't worry, caller. I'll answer the phone in a minute. Yeah. Wrap it up for me, brother. Because the phone is beeping. We want to get everybody a chance.
Everybody needs to be careful in what they say and who they support. Because not everything is glitter and gold.
Absolutely.
It happened to you just as happened to her.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to ask y'all to call in and speak up loudly. Because I'm going to hold the mic, the thing up here so next to the microphone. Because everybody is calling in morning mode. Everybody is calling in. And I get it. I get it. Some people are still in bed. Some people are still just rolling over. But if you're going to call in, the last two callers, which are the first two callers, them call in whispering, right? Call in and speak up loud because I want you to be heard by the audience. Okay? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yeah, SouFLo. It's a leader pattern, right?
Yeah. So, brother, y'all gotta talk up loud for me because the people them not hear you. And if they're not hearing you, there's no sense in prolonging the talking.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, man.
All right, so we have a different camera today in the SouFLo. As we said, I got the biggest one ever, but we just not going to people that disserve the story. Get Massey? And as we said, anything that you're the deputy for, even in Kamala situation, even if as a vice president should do stuff SouFLo, the average person that's in as a vice president, what you do, they're not going out there to research to find out what you did as a vice president. You get Massey? It's just like what the deputy prime minister of Jamaica name, I can't remember the name, but I'm sure that in stuff, the prime minister would have mandated things to him so that he can do. But the average Jamaican, are they researching to find out what he would have done or did as a deputy prime minister? Is it me? And as I was always saying on SouFLo, between the two candidates right now, in terms of Trump and Kamala Harris, I think, you see, the problem with America is like, they've not danced before they've danced abroad.
Yeah, Master, wrap it up for me, brother, because the calls are coming in. And
I just want to say to the people that's going to get to the polling station, they must know what they want in terms of their future. You get Master?
Yeah.
And for their family as well.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
All right, so. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, SouFLo.
I saw people for calling like this. Good morning, how you doing?
Yeah, Jackie.
Well, me talk too early because see that you gone too.
I'm gone?
You come back now. I want to hear for it.
Yeah, I'm walking to the train station. So
okay,
I have to call in on this one.
You have to go turn up still, because answer what you have to say real quick.
You can't hear me now?
Yeah, but don't move. But we don't want you to miss your train, but don't move. Just get a 2-minute talk, say what you have to say, and then let it be that.
All right. About them not doing nothing specifically for black people, like that Kamala Harris chick said, she can't do nothing specific for black people. They do specific for gays. They do specific for these illegals. They do specific for the Afghanistan. They do specific for the Ukrainians. So don't tell black people they can do nothing specific for them.
Well, if I saw you see it, Mama. But
it's not a who I see it, it's that's how it is.
Okay.
Black people always taking the back seat, SouFLo. people.
Well,
when you cannot be that way. Reparations for the Americans.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for letting me have a say. I appreciate it.
All right. Big up yourself, same way.
All right.
All right. I'm all with her for reparations. But when she said they do specifically for this people and specifically for that people, she's talking about refugees and helping this community and that community. If you're in the United States of America, as a United States of America set of people, no governing body can get up and say this is specifically for black people. We're going to pass this set of laws specifically for black people. Black people is going to get this and nobody else is entitled to it but them. That can only fall under certain things, right? But they can't do it like that. So if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. But I understand the part about reparations, and I'm all for reparations because everybody else don't get for them payback already. I don't know if y'all know it, but the Chinese community was in concentration camps or in lockup in a camps in the US. They got reparations. You know, them people are over there, so you can't call them name. Them get reparations. Everybody got their reparations. So it's time for black people to get their reparations as well. I understand that part. But don't look at your elected officials and be like, them, she ain't do nothing for us. They are powerless to do anything specifically for you. Period. Them have to make it look like it's for everybody in a way that it benefits, let's say, the most disenfranchised. And who falls under the most disenfranchised? You and your community. Yeah, Sheldon Pinnock. I don't name them I talk about, but you know, them people that ramp rough. Them ramp rough. And you got to respect their power. Why? Because they're a community. And that's another thing that I've always spoken about us. We get treated the way we get treated because we don't have a community. You have black people in everybody business. You have black people want to be a part of every other community. You have black people that are thinking, I know black papi, I Spanish, I Hispanic. I know I know black papi, I Hispanic. You got people, and then black as midnight without moonlight. You got people talking about I am this religion and I am that religion and I am this religion. Black people is everything but black. So we scattered all over the place. And we cannot unite on the one thing that we share in common, which is friggin' DNA. Make that a community and just say the black community, period. Or I don't want to be called black. We ain't black. We this. Now you have, you know, first we were Negroes. Then I don't want to be called no Negroes. I'm not at nobody's knees growing. I don't want to be that. We're confused. We don't know what we need to be called. We can't even unify a community. The people who get everything that they're supposed to get are the people who are unified, and they move as a unified community, so people respect their dollar, and their dollar brings their power. Go check it. See if I lie, man, I tell. Y'all don't see no Chinese people out here getting shot by police, right? Hey, driver license registration, pop, pop, pop. Oh, I thought it was his I thought it was a gun. It's his wallet. My bad. You don't see nothing like that happening to their community, right? Right, because they put them people first. And they tight like that. You don't see nothing like that happening to Jewish people, right? Nope, I'm not going to say that name one time because they put their community first and their dollars, right? You don't see nothing like that happening to, you barely see it happen to the Hispanic community even. Why? Because them tight like that as well, and their dollar moves with their community. We want to be a part of everybody else something. Everybody else ice is colder than our ice, so we run over there, so go spend our hard-earned money. Everybody else clothes that they make is better than the ones our tailors and designers make, so we run around glorifying all their creations and stuff. Everybody else is, this is better, so we over there, so I know over here. So we're not a unified people. So stop asking for reparations until you can actually unify. Once you unify, then your reparations will come. That's just something I had to say. Please call back now, caller. I just missed 3 different people calling, but I had to get that out there. I'm going to know who disagree with it, but it is what it is. That's why we will continue to have these situations like this. Call police for help, them end up shoot you down. Oh, he was going to throw a pot of hot water at me. I bet your ass every dollar I have, if that was a Jewish person that called the police for help to see if, because I thought there was somebody inside of my house, I bet you it wouldn't have ended with that. I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face. I bet you it wouldn't even go that way. Oh, because the first thing that police officer is driving up thinking is, well, This is their community. We're surrounded by them. You know, they own a lot of stuff. You know, they can make it so that we can't get our pension. We won't even, they'll fire. We'll get fired. We will go to jail. They're powerful. They're unified. That's what they drive up thinking. So they speak to you with respect if you're from that community. They'll speak to us with no respect. Matter of fact, they watch how we treat each other. They'll be like, shit, if that's how they treat each other, I could definitely go in there and them up and treat them even worse. Because they don't care about each other like that. It's a hard truth. It's the hard truth. You know? You got our women running around talking about white man loves me way better than a black man loves me. You got, you know, we all over the place, bro. I ain't never heard nobody else from any other race say that shit, but we all over the place. Where's the respect supposed to come from when they don't see you giving it to your own? All right, I'm just saying. Just saying. So situations like this, man, sad. Sad. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family.
Morning, everyone. SouFLo, what do you know about the Jason months?
About the who?
From Jason months, from July to November, there's usually an increase in blacks getting killed by others.
I know nothing
as
about
a part of a blood ritual. You don't know anything about it?
Absolutely nothing.
Okie dokie. All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
So bye.
Bye-bye. So she's asking me, what do I know about the Jason months? Something about a blood ritual, about killings rise, black people getting killed around that time of the year. I know nothing about no Jason months. I know nothing about. I don't want to call what she's talking about suspicious or whatever else, but I'm just gonna say that unity is where our strength is. But because we can't unify, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family.
Good morning, everybody.
Do you have us on speaker, Bluetooth, anything like that? Please speak up loud and take us off any speaker, Bluetooth, anything like that.
Okay, yes. The reason why black people don't get what they need, they don't vote in the primary. And when they don't vote in the primary, the people who are not supposed to be in the House or the Senate, they get in the Senate. So you cannot have a Democrat House and a Republican Senate.
No.
So they block everything.
Yeah, but that's not why. Because we're only, I think we make up like 18% of the population and then 53% of the prison population. So we're small in numbers anyways. If every black person who is eligible to vote actually voted for the same person, we still would not probably, we wouldn't move the needle so much.
Yes, but most of the time they don't go out to vote in the primary.
Yeah, but...
And that's a danger.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, because you got to assume that not every black person is going to vote the same either. So even if every black person voted who was eligible to voted, we're not all voting the same. Listen, we saw it yesterday when we did the live yesterday. It was well festive in here. You have black people who are willing to vote against what is best for them.
I was listening. I was on the train and I was listening.
Right. So if I show you a video like this of a woman who calls police for help, ends up getting shot in her face in her own house for no reason.
I heard about it.
Right. And then you have a presidential candidate who is saying he will give complete immunity from prosecution to police officers for anything that's done in line of duty. And then you watch this as a person from that community and you say, I'm voting for him. Nobody can save you.
Well, I wasn't praying from morning or from the day before yesterday.
Yeah, nobody.
I heard everything what he said, and I don't agree with him.
Nobody can save you. So that's the problem. The problem is there are too many black people who vote against their own self. That's the problem.
When they do that, they don't want people to come out and do what you call it now, protest for them. The same one that who vote for it, they want you to come out and protest when something happened to them.
Yeah, right. I've been now go protest with them because I know how they vote. So just suffer the consequences. I'll protect my family.
Exactly.
Right. All right,
Okay,
my friend.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody else says, first off, it's not just about voting, it's about the tax bracket in your community and your individual household. Yeah, could be that too, but why is my hold on now. Y'all give me a second there. One second. I'm gonna go and enjoy some silence. I'll be right back. I wanna know. Yeah. All right. I'll come handle it. All right. So they're changing up stuff. They're changing up stuff in this community. They're about to take all the power lines and run them under the ground. So somebody is ringing my bell, and I couldn't access my cameras from fast enough on my phone, so I just went out there to go see who it was. So the people them, that's what that was about. So they want me to open my back gate so they can access my property to get to the lines and stuff. So well, we're supposed to done this live at 9 o'clock anyways. So they'll have to wait a few minutes until this done. All right, here we are. We're back. We're back, and thank you for the little wait. Um, I might have to go let them in, but yeah. Are you sure they weren't Trump supporters? Yeah, we good. We good. Abit Palmino, remember me tell you. I tell you so when me I squeeze it with joy too, so I'm not the one. Don't force me to feel like I have to defend my life. Because I will do just that. Yeah. Anyhow, there are two more stories here that we're supposed to talk about. You know what? I don't even feel comfortable getting into the two more stories until I open that gate. So give me, I can't take the call here right now. Please give me 2 minutes. Let me open the back gate so these people could come into the property and do what they have to do. Because they're going to stand up out there until, I don't want to keep them waiting. So give me 2 seconds, please. I'll be right back. Again, I should have played some music or something. Talk amongst yourself. I appreciate you. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Papa, yeah, grab toys. Close my door, please. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Could be the FBI. The FBI for what? After me not do nothing to nobody. I am a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, and I'm not trying to encourage anybody to in any form of violence or any form of nothing. I'm good. I'm gonna stop calling them something upon me, man. I'm, I'm good. We're gonna switch topics because we have 2 more stories to go through, and we're short. We have 15 minutes to do it. There was somebody that was calling in just now, and I recognized the number, and I want that person to call in again because a person that always brings stuff home and wrap it up and make it make sense. So anytime that person calls back, if you do call back, I'll definitely be answering the phone for you. My next topic was, let me see. I recognize this number. This is the number. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How are you doing?
I'm good. I wanted to address what the other caller said about voting in the primary. I think we got to stop this because I think, it kind of becomes like, I don't know if it's victim blaming or abusive, that, like, Black people already vote democratically, like in the 90th percentile, more than any other group. This is not about voting because Jews don't vote. Asians don't really vote like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Most of the Latinos who are getting policies in their direction are not even legal. They can't vote. It's not about voting. So when these things happen, it's like, oh, you didn't vote enough. It's like an abusive relationship. It's never enough.
Yeah.
90%? No, that's not enough. It has to be 100%. It's never enough. And you're the reason why. No, that's BS. We have to stop that. And in reality, I think it does go back to the fact that, one, not only are we not unified, but being in a country that has always been hostile to Black people, the decision was made to integrate instead of insulate. Like, we never really focused on insulating ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We were forced, Black people were forced at one point to some level of insulation. We have no insulation as a people. Right now, if something happens and food is scarce, we are gonna starve. You understand? Because we barely have supermarkets. And if we have supermarkets, we don't control any supply chains to those supermarkets.
Yeah.
And the farmers that we have are so unsupported and so underfinanced. We don't have enough of them to feed us. They don't produce the seeds to plant in the ground to go to the supermarket for us to buy. We're not insulated as a people. We're too comfortable. That is our problem. And it comes from a lack of unity and wanting to be Rainbow Coalition and not associated with Black.
Would you say more like we're like too comfortable, dependent on others?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the small hat people them there?
But like that, I'm gonna move with that name from now on. The small hat people.
I can't say name too much. I don't want you're trying to get fly.
Exactly.
They're very insulated.
Very.
They can do anything in the world and get away with it. As we can see. Anybody follow what's going on in the Middle East can't see that. Right? If it was a small hat woman with a boiling water, he would have stood there and take every burn before he lift a finger.
Or run out of the door.
So this voting thing is BS. Voting is not going to protect Black people. The only thing that will protect us is true unity and building with each other to insulate. We're not insulated. We're completely open as a people.
Well, you know
right now, what is it?
No, I was going to say, if that's the case, then
we're in trouble because we're not interested.
We're in big trouble if that's the case, because we are so scattered and we are so divided. Yeah. So and I don't see it coming together like anytime soon.
Right. And it doesn't mean that we all have to think alike. Because actually, there was one point Well, I was willing to vote for Trump because I'm looking at the border. I'm looking how all the immigration affects illegal immigration affect Black people. I saw a study recently that said 65%, no, sorry, 65% of 65 to 70% of Black people, and it's so crazy, it's almost unbelievable. That's what the study said. Make $37,000 a year or less. And I said, that's insane. How is it that 70% of our people are making $37,000 or less? That means once they legalize these people, Black people are going to live on the street because it's the low-level jobs they're coming for. So I had my reasons where I was like, but when he came up with this non-immunity, I was like, dude, I can't wait for you.
Okay, yeah, but wait, you see that stuff what you just said right there?
Yeah.
I did a video on that and I got cursed out a lot. But I'm a bootstrap kind of person, right? I'm the kind of person that's like this. When you say, okay, let's throw a number out there, 60% of our people making 30,000 or 35,000 a year, right? And I say to myself now, you were born here. You had all the opportunities, regardless of all the obstacles. You had all the opportunities. See, I was raised here, right? And I was raised among my African American brothers and sisters who I watched piss and shit away every opportunity they had. Like it happened right in front of my eyes. You know, the cool guys that I went to school with, they're bums now. You know what I mean? And the ones and the sexy girls and the ones who thought they were gonna be somebody was gonna just sweep her off her feet because she's so beautiful and marry her or whatever. She don't have none of that. She is struggling and she is on government assistance and doing whatever else as well today. So I'm looking like, well, you know, you shouldn't be crying about immigrants coming in because if you had let me use your own words. If you had insulated yourself with all these opportunities, a lifetime of it that you had, you would be in a bracket where you're not concerned. I'm an immigrant. I came here as an immigrant. My parents are immigrants to this country. I'm not worried about immigrants coming in. I'm not worried about illegals coming in. They won't shake my income. Matter of fact, I'll probably make more with them coming in. So I am insulated. I came from a place where I could look back and be like, yo, man, know what poverty feel like, you know, so I'll never want to, because we came here and we suffered here. I wasn't poor in Jamaica. I came to America and felt what it feel like to go to bed with barely having dinner and all that. So I came here and I struggled and I made a way through sacrificing and grabbing every opportunity that came my way. So now when I look at my brothers and sisters cussing illegal immigrants or immigrants that's coming in, I'm like, you one of the ones that probably wasted your opportunities. You know, so I have a different outlook on that.
I agree with you on that.
Because I don't know not one, and I'll close that part by saying this. I don't know not one African American brother or sister who is willing to go pick fruits in those fields so that these grocery stores can have our lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever else we need. They're not doing it out in the sun hot. They're not doing it through the winter weather. They're not going out in the field to farm. And if you can't farm, we don't have no food in the stores, in the grocery stores. So that's essential. Right.
No, I agree with you. It wouldn't only be those jobs. It would be like the Walmart. It would be the restaurant. And I hear what you're saying because I've seen, you know, Black people in the country squander the same opportunities. But I was still looking at it from a compassionate eye. Like, yo, if 70% of our people in their jobs, 70% of Black people are going to be on the street. And I'm like, no, man, we can't have that. You know, I was looking at that. I was looking at this whole, you know, this gender situation and all. So certain things. So when you say a Black person is for Trump, doesn't mean that they're a sellout. They could be looking at it at an angle as how does these policies over there hurt my people? Most of our kids are in public school. In the public school, that's where all the gender thinking is, and we already have broken families. We are the most vulnerable. So you have people looking at this different perspective. But then again, when he came up with this immunity thing, so dude, I can't. That's it. That's like because if we're not alive, I don't have time to worry about immigrant or gender or none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know how these people operate. But we can have different political perspective and still be a unified people.
Yes. Absolutely. So, absolutely.
And you know, but we are not insulated. And because we're not insulated, we're always going to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Always going to be vulnerable. And as long as we have this gender war and this Black immigrant versus Black American, because we like that stuff. We like tribalism. Mm-hmm. We're always going to find ourselves in this situation. So you cannot be a fractured people and vote your way out of this situation. It's not realistic.
Right.
So all this, we didn't vote enough, BS is BS. And it's abusive. It's psychologically abusive.
It's kind of like, well, I guess it's kind of like when, you know, you're indoctrinated in some kind of church stuff and they're telling you pray. And then you pray and you say, I've been praying. And they say, pray harder. Yeah, you pray harder. And you say, I'm praying harder. And them say, you're not praying hard enough, man.
Yeah.
You know, bend down and pray.
Doing something.
You know, yeah, it's always you not doing something. No. So your prayer stand up. Yeah, well, you need to bend down and pray then. Pray till your knee them hurt till then. Yeah. I get it. Completely get it. Absolutely.
Right. But I just wanted to address that. But I mean, I can't watch the video because my spirit can't take much more of the symptoms that are going on these days. Mm-hmm. But I know what has happened, and it's just a reiteration again of why I can't vote for this dude. And once I heard the immunity, I said full immunity. I mean, you mean like them can just shoot somebody and walk home and go sleep and so I thought, like, nah, that can't work.
Full immunity from prosecution. That's where I draw the line.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm a person, I'm not loyal, I'm not independent. I'm not loyal to any party. I'll be with you today and I'll turn my back on you tomorrow. That's how it works, depending on your policy.
Exactly.
I'm very fickle when it comes to politicians.
This is me.
I'm very fickle when it comes to political party.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. And I think we need to be that way, but insulation is our issue.
Got it. So. Absolutely got it. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you greatly as always.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So to put some things in perspective for us, makes sense. You know, one thing I like about our sister there is even when I disagree, it's like, yeah, the respect is still there. And you know, okay, I see what you're saying too from your point kind of thing. It's not one of them argue down something that like, you must see what I'm saying and you must only see it this way kind of something. I love talking to people like that can get their message across, but leave room open for you to deliver what you have to say, even if you don't agree with what she is saying. Because on the immigration thing, I really, truly don't want to hear no Black American brother and sister tell me about immigrants are coming to take our gun. They're going to, because you've had your whole life to insulate yourself, right? You're squandering your opportunities. So why are you worried about somebody that's going to come use some of them opportunities to achieve more than you have achieved with the same opportunities you were given, right? You just mad that they're going to use it better than you did, because the opportunities are always there for you throughout your whole life. Even while they're coming, you could still be using those opportunities. You know what I mean? And to speak on the other side of things, to balance the scale, I know African Americans who came up from the mud, from the gutter, from nothing, and used every friggin' opportunity there was. And they are not worried about, oh, immigrants are coming and illegal aliens are coming. They are in a different friggin' tax bracket, in a different space of life, and they're good. Remember I said this before, I said a broke people argument that. Because it's the poor ones that are worried about who's coming to get some of the benefits or who's coming for a slice of the bread. Well, I ain't worried about that because I'm not eating off the same bread. I got my whole loaf over here by myself. I'll bust my ass to have my whole loaf for myself. And I got my whole loaf for myself. So y'all worried about them slices and how they sharing up. You didn't have to end up right there, though. You know? Kind of like one time us get opportunity to come here and we end up coming here, come the friggin' foolishness and waste it away. And then we can't even go back to Jamaica and hold our head up, because when Uncle Sam fling we out of this Ross and you end up back in Jamaica, you there telling people, not telling nobody, say I dip them, dip me, you know, because you come here, come waste out yourself and waste out your opportunity, right? You come here, come get involved in all the wrong things, did all the wrong things, and now that opportunity is taken away from you. Somebody else you will see is using it the way you should have used it. Now jealousy and envy are going to eat you up. Right? You can't say if me did get that chance there, because you did get the chance. You squandered it. Right. Dog, give me the bread back. Who own the beer? Dog, them give with the bread. Them give with the bread back. Yeah. Me I try own my own bakery though. Yeah. So them can give with bread back all them want to. Me I try own my bakery though. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, good morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good. I found out something yesterday that I did not know. I don't mean to cut you or anything, but can Obama go back into office?
No.
He can.
He cannot.
Okay, well.
I don't know where you found what you found, but he cannot.
When I found it, and I'm a challenge you to do your research as well.
Okay.
But if Camilla or Kamala had him for her running mate for vice president, he can be reelected as her vice president.
Oh, if you're talking about that, then I would have said I don't know. But you said, can he go back into office? Meaning I would think it's the office he was in before. So the way you said it, your question was to me, if can he be president again? Right. Well, I don't know that. I would have to go look that up.
Okay. Well, go ahead and do it because I heard it. I did my research, and the research said yes, he can as her running mate for vice president.
Now, do you think he would actually do that?
Would he win? Would they win as an all-black ticket?
Of course.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
But I don't.
Would he do it?
No. I don't think he would do it.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Michelle put her foot down. I don't think she
definitely not Michelle.
Yeah,
but I'm wondering if to me that would be I don't think he could win for me personally. Like both of them. But I mean, of course my vote would be towards them. I'll be the first one camping out. I'm nervous.
A good way to segue into what I was going to talk about next, because I was supposed to wrap it up 5 minutes ago, but thank you for that segue. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right, good way to segue into the next one. And we're going to keep it really short. We should be out of here by 9:15. Just like how President Obama have Michelle Obama and she run things around this way, you know, fall in line and make sure the house runs smooth. It's the same way SouFLoTV have Shakira and have to fall in line and make sure the thing runs smooth so everybody gets their piece of what they have to get out of the thing. So we have to go knock it off at 9:15. I'm cutting into her time again, right? All right. So this is what I wrote down. First of all, Donald Trump announced yesterday that he is backing out of a debate that was scheduled to happen next, right? And that debate, you can go look it up. That debate was supposed to be with Kamala Harris. It was not with Joe Biden. It was with Kamala Harris. Apparently, he feels like he needs more time to prepare for Kamala Harris, or just that they're scared of Kamala Harris. I said this before. I'm going to say it here now on a live. He's going to be in big trouble when he debates Kamala Harris. I think some debates are required on the campaign trail. At some point, they'll have to come toe-to-toe to debate. But he's not trying to do too many unnecessary debates because he is scared. He is scared because that woman is super intelligent. She is highly accomplished. She is not a pushover. And she is also very firm in her delivery when she speaks, eloquently and clear. And she has the facts. So every time him reel off a lie, he's going to be countered with the facts that you can go and look for yourself to see the facts, which is going to make it very bad for him. So he's backing out of the debate that was scheduled to be happening soon. Yesterday, somebody said, oh, nobody is supporting Kamala Harris because they haven't raised any money, only $2.1 million. Wifey said to me, that was $2.1 million raised in a couple of hours just by black women being on the phone about her. So I went and looked up what it was, and I responded to the person and sent them the article. It was yesterday, 54 million was raised already. This morning, according to news report this morning, $81 million was already raised in the first 24 hours of Joe Biden stepping out and endorsing Kamala Harris. So for those of y'all who think she can't do it, I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked. And here's the reason you're going to be shocked. First of all, it's now official that she has secured all the enough delegates needed to win the Democratic presidential nomination. She is officially now the opponent for Trump to beat. She is officially that person now, right? She made her first stop at the campaign headquarters this morning, and that's that. Two things I want you to remember. One, women's rights. We talk about black and Spanish and this and that, right? There's a thing about women in the United States of America. I don't know if some people don't like it, some people like it, but when you trample on women's rights in the US and when you start telling them what to do with their body and what they cannot do with their own bodies, and when you start saying stuff like, oh, if you get raped, you should keep the baby because that was God's will. If it wasn't God's will, it wouldn't have happened. And you start doing stuff like outlawing abortions under all conditions in certain places, and you have to go prove to a man or somebody that, hey, it was a rape and I don't want to keep this baby. Women will rise up remember, women already outnumber men of all races in this country. Black men are outnumbered by black women. White men are outnumbered by their women. Hispanic men are outnumbered by their women. Women are outnumbered, have outnumbered everybody else. So on these things, women are going to unite when it comes time to vote. And I made a joke yesterday and I said, they're even going to vote against their hubbies. You know, they might be in a household where the husband is that Trump, MAGA, red hat wearing, American flag flying, waving, Confederate flag / swastika, and she could say, yes, honey, yes, honey. She's going to go to that ballot box and make sure it's friggin' no, honey, frig you, honey. No, I'm not doing none of this shit. Don't want this for my daughter. Don't want this for myself either, etc. And that's where they're going to get beat at. The second one is mentioning the swastika, rebel flags, and all that. If you take a look at America today, America is more mixed today than ever before, right? So the newer generation, they don't even want to hear nothing that their older generation has to say. Yeah, my grandma racist. But I'm dating a black girl, or I'm about to marry, my fiance is black, or my husband is white, or my this is that, or that is Spanish, or this is that. So their party does not fit what America looks like today. So they might look powerful when they have a rally on TV, but when the masses move and it's time to vote, they're going to get washed out. Remember, I said those words. So back to the question, can Kamala Harris, or how will Kamala Harris beat Trump? And that will be the way that she will beat them. Remember, I said that. It's woman power that's going to actually do it this election. Straight woman power. Straight woman power. Watch. Now, not to mention the men who do what their women do, because, you know, you have to keep the house certain kind of way. That kind of stuff. And that's where we're going to leave it at this morning. The other story that we were supposed to do, I'm just going to change up the icon for the video and do that story separately on its own, which is about a 12-year-old girl that got charged for killing her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone while they were staying at grandma's house. That requires us talking deeply. So I'm not trying to do that in no 5 minutes to get out of here, right? So I'll take that back off the icon and I'll put the icon to reflect what we spoke about here this morning. This is where we'll leave it at this morning. I got a bunch of people with orange hats and uniforms in my backyard right now. I forgot to go see what they might do and all these other things. I didn't know they were coming either, but they're there. So big up to everybody tuning in this morning. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. And let me say it again. I don't ever tell anybody who to vote for. I don't disrespect people for who they choose to vote for. Like the person who we call the voice of reason said, we can all have different ideas, even politically, and still show a united front, or at least be respectful to each other. And that's what I encourage, right? I'm showing people a reason why I'm not voting for that side. And it started this morning with the Sonya Massey's body cam video of her being shot in the face, holding up a pot of boiling water after calling the police to help her. And again, let me shout out my Jamaica Constabulary Force. Big up to the whole owner, the good one them, because me feel safe when me in my yard. That's why I come back all the time, because we don't ever have to encounter none of this. I've seen y'all interact with us before, out of control, wielding a weapon, machete fling, all kind of something, and nobody got killed. So big up to y'all for that. Right, that's all. And we're going to leave it right there. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Say her name, man. Sonya Massey. Another one. And let that be in your conscience, in your conscious mind for the day. One love. Walk good. Go with God. And I'll see y'all later. I'm out of here. Peace.